Another episode of the NJ Show. I hope you guys are all doing well. Let's just make sure that we're live. Let's do the usual quick checks and then we'll get going. Are we live? Okay, we are live. It appears we are live. Right, get some comments in. Let me know that you guys are all alive and that you guys are all here and that you guys all want to learn about crypto and that you guys all care about markets. Let me know. Remember to like the video. Remember to subscribe to the content. You know the usual. If you're watching this recorded, you might find this bit a little bit weird, but just skip the introduction. When we do live shows, I like to call out my people who join the show. I like to get the comments up. Yes. Got some comments coming in. We're going to wait a second or two, get a few more comments in, then I'll do the little shout out as I always do. How's everyone doing, though? Happy Tuesday. Good to see everyone. We've got a few points to discuss today. There's quite a number of things we need to talk about today. I took a small Bitcoin long yesterday, 1R. I gave the setup on the stream yesterday. Hope I'm going to check to see if you guys took it or if you guys got involved in any way, shape, or form. Just wait for a few more comments. Get your comments in. Come on, get your comments in. Let's get this chat ramping. Got some weird news to talk to you guys today about. Weird news. Very, very weird news. All right. Do you know what? We're going to kick the show off. All right. So number one, we've got Stephen M Crypto. He's the first to join the chat, and he does so proudly. Stephen, well done for today. Welcome to the chat, and welcome for being number first. Well done for being the first. Lily, cheers, Lily. Thank you for joining the chat. Lily's number 2 in the chat. And Lily says, I can't wait for the bear market to be over. Me too. I mean, the bear market is coming to an end, Lily. The bear market is coming to an end. I'm telling you that now. But that doesn't mean that we're out of the woods. We still got another year or so of accumulation. There are a few factors that need to change in the global markets in order for us to get that next Bitcoin bull run that we're all so hoping for. Nicholas says, yo, Nicholas. Good to see you, bro. Thank you for joining the show. We have Kudret who says, love the streams, NJ. Well, I love you for tuning in, my bro. Cheers for that. Thank you very much, Mr. Tuna. Ismail says, salam, NJ family. One second, guys. I'm getting this horrible sort of chafing in my throat. Salam to you too, Ismail, bro. Salam to you too. What's Stephen M Crypto saying here? Stephen M saying, hope the accumulation time takes some time though. Have to keep withdrawing for life and broken things. Agreed. That's how I did it, Stephen. That's how I did it, bro. I just kept saving up from my work money, and I just kept putting it in like that. And eventually it kind of worked out for itself, similar to how it should work out for you guys too in the next cycle. Dark Trader, good to see you, Dark Trader. Thank you for joining the show. Manib, always lovely comments for you. Big up to NJ and the gang. Well, you're part of that gang, my friend. Marta says hello. John says good morning. Jeez Louise, what is going on? Hate when that happens. Anyway, good morning, John. Good to see you. David says, good to see you again, NJ. It's good to see you again, David. Thank you for joining the show. Shoaib says, love you, bro. I love you too, my bro. Cheers for joining the show. Thank you for making the NJ show a fun place to be. And Escobar says, NJ, my man, how you doing? I'm doing good, bro. I'm doing good. It's Tuesday today. I've got a bit of a weird sort of chafing in my throat, though. Everybody's telling me I'm vaping too much. Everybody's telling me. I don't know how I'm gonna stop. I don't plan on stopping, to be honest. Joao says, what's up, bruv? What's going on, my bro? Big man ting. Joel says, big ups, NJ. Looking forward to the show, bro. Yeah, we're gonna kick off in just a sec. Wim says, good afternoon. And then we've got Mr. Napes, who says safe, and Arcalianu, good to see you in the show, mate. Good to see you in the show. Great to have everybody here. So, a few things to discuss today. Yesterday was a very TA-oriented show. It was Monday. Usually I like to let Mondays unfold, but it was a TA-oriented show nonetheless. And we did find a setup within that range. So yesterday, when I spoke about Bitcoin yesterday, what did I say? For those of you who remember, I said, well, this is a trade that's already panned out, by the way. So I said, look, we had this consolidation here on the left. I really like that consolidation. So I said if we get something similar, the price of Bitcoin was around here during that time. I said if we get back above this purple level, a lot of people went long sort of below the range level. I couldn't do it. I needed time, right? So what I did was I waited for it to get back above this purple level here. And then the first TP was this pink box, but I bottled it and I basically sold it about here, right? Not a bad trade, not a bad trade at all. It was 1R. It's the 1R is good. 1R is good. It's not the 15, 16R that everybody's looking for, but yeah, it was around 1R. I think by the time I actually cut it, it was just a tiny bit under an R, but you know, it says 1R on TradingView. Take what you will from the stream, learn what you can from the stream. So if you haven't watched yesterday's episode, I would definitely go back and look at yesterday's episode. So question I'm looking for now is, well, you know, what's the next step for Bitcoin? What am I planning to do next? Well, look, we've bounced off this resistance here and it has proven to be resistant. We didn't quite get the touch. We didn't get quite the touch that we were looking for, and it looks like a lower high. So what am I waiting for next? I'm waiting for something like this now. So I'm expecting this purple level to hold. Anything below it, I'm expecting it to be a deviation. Sort of anything that comes back towards this level here, maybe, just maybe, gets below, gets back above, holds, then I'd be looking for a long back into here. That's target 1. Break this consolidation, hold up here, target 2. All right. I do think that we're going to get somewhere between 2100 to 2600. This area here is around 2600. All right. So do with that what you will. I'm giving the setups very, very early because we have a few things that we need to dive into, a few things I want to talk about, you know. Phil, Flying Frenchman, good to see you. Thank you for joining the shows. It's good to see you, my bro. Thank you for joining the show. August, I'm glad to see you here. August, thank you for tuning in every day. And Laz says, finally live again. Yes, my bro, we do come live every day. Wait till the bull market. When the bull market kicks off, we'll try and go live twice a day. All right, there'll be so much to talk about. We'll try to go live twice a day. All right, Elizabeth, good to see you, my sister. Good to see you. Love you lots. Thank you for joining the show, my number one. So, continuing on. Oh, we got John here as well with a lovely comment. Sorry I missed you, John. And I missed 2 people as well. Hold on. So, John, Boss NJ, good morning, bro. Boss John, man like John Chukwalobi. Love to see you, my bro. Michael Caffrey, good to see you. Thank you for joining the show. So, look, that is my plan for Bitcoin at the moment. Very simple plan, very, very simple PA. It's intraday trading, it's intra-week trading even. All right. I haven't marked out Monday's range. You can see I haven't marked out Monday's range. It doesn't really seem important to me at this point in time. Monday's range wasn't really that big, if I'm honest with you. Going over to the messy chart very, very quickly. This is not the messy chart for Bitcoin. There we go. There's my little messy chart. We've got very similar levels marked out, all right? This box that we've got above here, this is a consolidation period. The box that we've got below, consolidation period. I wanted price to get back above this bottom level here and hold. Anything below it, I wasn't interested, all right? I'm happy to miss out on some gains if it's going to mean more confirmation. And just you sleep better at night, you know. You sleep much better at night. You know, if you long this and then you see it coming back up here, you've got no target, you've got no stop, you don't even know which direction you're going in. It gets a bit confusing. I've done all of that in the past. I can't go without the sleepless nights anymore. You see me vaping now. I used to smoke cigarettes non-stop because of trading, man. Trading used to bother me. Whew. Especially when you dive into the lower time frame. So, you know, so the breakout scenario, what would the breakout scenario be for Bitcoin? So we've already sort of secured a little sort of chunk from this area here. What's next? Now, I've told you already that if we come back down, if I go back to the previous chart, hold on, let's go back to our previous chart. Or let's bring it up at the same time. So if I do something like this, and then I do something like, come here. Okie dokie. So there's my long setup there. So similarly, I've mentioned, wait, what's going on here? Why is this chart changed now? Hold on. There we go. No. What kind of bomber clock foolishness is this, bro? No, 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 no. Why has this happened? BitMEX, man. Oh, this is kind of winding me up now. All right, one sec, one sec. What the blood clot has just happened here? Where is my messy blood clot chart for Bitcoin? Who's stolen it? There we go. Do that. Do that. There we go. Silliness. So look, there we go. I'm back. Sorry about that, guys. Okay, so look, I've got two consolidations that I've marked out here. It obviously looks very different to the chart that we've got on the left here. Now, I'm using them both in confluence. Obviously, as you can see, I've marked out a bit of a low here. So I've not marked out on this chart. But what I'm saying is if Bitcoin comes into comes into this, I'm all over the place today. If Bitcoin sort of comes into around here, gives us the price action that we're looking for, then I'll be going for another long. Alternatively, the breakout scenario, I'll use this chart here for the breakout scenario on the right hand side. Let me just filter my camera. There you go, so you guys can see. So again, breakout scenario, it won't even be a breakout scenario. I'm looking for range to range. So what I'm going to be doing here is a reclaim above here. Excuse me. A reclaim above here, hold here, and that would be my target. Okay. Any sort of price action here would be the deviation that I'm hoping for. I'm not saying it's going to come, but that is the breakout plan. Okay. So the breakout plan would be something along the lines of this. Again, it's a very short-term trade. It's a very quick trade. It's around 1.7 R, but that's what we have to work with. All right, I'm better to be safer than anything else. And then obviously we have another consolidation right above here, but we'll work on that when we get to that. All right. Nothing much for ETH. ETH is really the same thing. ETH is looking the same as Bitcoin, really. If I just go back to how it was. Okay, so let me go to ETH SDT at USD. That is the wrong chart for ETH. There we go. So ETH, I spoke about ETH yesterday as well. And what did I say about ETH? I said I wanted that little reclaim. Okay, you can see by the squiggles, you can see by what I was looking for. I wanted exactly that. And sometimes the PA is clean, you know. So if you've already gone long here, good for you. Target would be here. Target one would be here. So let me just show you guys that now using the long. So it would be something along the lines of this. Even you can even have it a little bit higher here, and then target one would be here, which is comes in around 1.3 R. Target sort of two would be in this area here, which comes in at around 2.5 R. Target three, which is a big one. I don't know if we're going to get this straight away or anytime soon. Target three would be around 3.8 R, and if we really get a parabolic move, you know, if we get a big move, that's when we'll be looking for 1700. That 1700 level has been broken now. I don't know if we'll get back above there, but we'll plan for it. All right. I think one more tap into 1700 and then sell off. That would be it would be kind of perfect. It would look perfect from a charting perspective. You know, you just think about it yourself. It's kind of what we've had here, but just a lower version of that, a lower height, and then we sell off. It would look really good. So that's the plan for Ethereum. There's Bitcoin and Ethereum. I know some altcoins are looking very bullish at the moment. I know Ape is looking bullish. I spoke about XRP yesterday. I mentioned XRP on Twitter yesterday. If you're not following me on Twitter, go and check me out. It's Trader NJ1. I know most of you guys are following me on Twitter anyway, so yeah, but still worth saying. So you know, for XRP, what am I seeing for XRP? I just thought I'd bring it up just because I brought it up on Twitter. You know, so with XRP, right, I've marked out a range, sort of an area where price has been trapped within, an area that price likes to trade in between. What I've done is I've ignored everything that goes on here. That would be a breakout play to the downside, so I'm ignoring that. I'm not even going to call it a deviation, even though it kind of is a deviation for this range high here. So what I'm seeing now for XRP is, well, if we're trapped within the range and we're playing up and down like it's a little volatility pair, then how do we do it? We go from range high to mid-range, mid-range to range low. And if we're going the other direction, we go from range low to mid-range, mid-range to range high. So yesterday I tweeted about XRP. We were just a bit lower than this. We were around the 35 cent marker, maybe even in the 34 cent marker. And I tweeted, yeah, It looks like the doors to 45 cents is open. All right, it's a comfortable SR flip. It looks really good, really bullish. Nice deviation right here. I really like this type of deviation. It looks like it's going to get there pretty quick. Now, in terms of a trading plan, what would I be looking for in terms of a trading plan? Well, if we zoom in a little bit lower onto the 1 hour, there's two trading plans that you can go for from here. All right. That was terrible English. So the first trading plan I'd be looking for is, well, if we was to come back into this mid-range, we know that this is a reactionary level. We can see from historical data, this mid-range is a very reactionary level, and we've already done the deviation that we're looking for. So if we come to this mid-range here, and then we start sort of showing any sort of bullish price action, there would be your long, okay? And there would be your stop. All right. Now, the breakout scenario would be something very, very similar. Breakout scenario, if Bitcoin doesn't give me what I'm looking for, well, you see we've got a little trend line right here, something like that. And then what I'd do is I'd wait for a little break above here, break these highs, get back low, hold here, and then I'd be looking for a long up to there with my stop, soft stop here, but your hard stop should still be below the mid-range. All right. Hard stop should. Elizabeth says, yeah, your Indian accent is better than English. Right. Okay. So, you have to do, right. So, you have mid range, right? Now, you can see mid range is here. Every time you seeing the price go to in mid range, every time you see reaction, right? Here, what happened? Reaction. Here, what happened? You see the reaction. Every time above, you see here, what happened? Reaction. What happened here? Reaction. What happened here? A reaction. So, now what the plan is, right? Plan is to use either breakout scenario or plan is to use pullback scenario. Okay, but overall context bullish. So there you go. There's your plan for XRP. So I've given you something for Bitcoin, I've given you something for Ethereum, and I've given you something for XRP. All right, moving along. The first thing that I want to talk to you guys about today is this. The SEC claims all of Ethereum falls under US jurisdiction. Now, before we continue with this part of it, what's going on with my blood clot camera? All right, there we go. Now, before we continue with this, guys, just a quick one. Please like and subscribe. If you haven't already liked the video, please make sure you like it. We've got 57 people here, and we've got like 20 likes. That just doesn't work. All right, let's get the likes up. If you haven't already, please subscribe to the channel. Too many people watch this show without subscribing. It's not annoying. I appreciate people coming into the show, and I appreciate people enjoying the NJ community. But yeah. One more thing I'm going to bring up here, actually, because I do want to show you guys this before the end of the show. There we go. I'm going to leave that there, and I'll bring it up towards the end of the show. You guys are going to like this. EXO taught me this. I'm gonna bring this up. A big shout out to EXO in advance, because yeah, he's the man. He's the man. I don't know why my camera is behaving so weird. Like, why am I all blurry and that? It looks really horrible, doesn't it? Abhorrent. Like, what's going on with this? Disgusting. Anyway, keep the likes coming in, guys. Keep the subscribes coming in. Keep the comments coming in. I do enjoy the comments, all right? I am watching the comments. I do see the comments. It's here on my screen. So keep the comments coming in. Engage with each other if you can. Are you guys Pakistanis? No, bro. Just because I did an Indian accent doesn't mean I'm Pakistani, bro. I'm not. And AD, cheers for that. Cheers for that. Appreciate you, AD. Appreciate you. Right. So what have we got here? SEC claims all of Ethereum falls under US jurisdiction. Now, this is a bit of annoying news. All right. The reason that this news has come out is because of Ian Balina. So let's have a very, very quick look at this. All right. In a civil complaint against a crypto influencer, the SEC suggested that it believes the US government has jurisdiction over all Ethereum transactions. Yeah. All right. Cool. This is extremely bearish, This kind of removes the concept of decentralization completely. When the SEC filed a federal lawsuit Monday against crypto influencer Ian Balina, I don't know if you guys know who Ian Balina is, but I was laughing my ass off when I saw this. And I apologize to Ian himself, but, in the 2017 bull market, him and Supo, man, were the main guys, from my perspective anyway. They were the main guys. And, Supo went quiet very quickly. He ducked out before the SEC could say anything to him. But Ian Balina, I don't know, my man carried on. So now SEC, obviously writing letters to him, SEC, they've actually filed a lawsuit to him now. for his failure to register a cryptocurrency as a security before launching a 2018 initial coin offering. Everything at first appeared run of the mill. The SEC has for years filed lawsuit against individuals and organizations for rolling out unregistered ICOs. So what my man did here was he got a bit excited, right? He got a little bit excited. He was smashing it in the crypto space. He made a bit of money. As soon as he made a bit of money, what did my man do? My man said, I'm going to launch my own coin. He launches his own coin. It goes the wrong way. He doesn't register it as a security, because in order to launch your own coin, you have to go through a lot of hoops in order to not make it a security. All right. A lot of the reasons that cryptocurrencies struggle is because they can't find that sort of middle ground between being a token that's tradable and being a token that's not tradable. All right. And if you guys remember, for the 2021 bull market as well, why did XRP not do anything for the 2021 bull market? XRP didn't do anything for the 2021 bull market because it was under scrutiny by the SEC. It was under scrutiny by the SEC because it was deemed as a security. And that has been the sort of general consensus between the SEC and XRP for the last year. All right. And yeah, I can see in the chat already people saying XRP isn't secure. We know that, right? Look, at the end of the day, you've got to think about it. What is money? Money is something that the government wants to control. If you control money, you can control pretty much everything to do with your society, your ecosystem, your communities, your whatever. As long as you control money, you're Gucci. So when you get currencies like Bitcoin, currencies like Ethereum, and currencies like XRP coming out and printing billions and billions of dollars in terms of market cap, what's going to happen is the government isn't going to like that. Banks aren't going to like that. Anything that sort of is centralized is going to go against what that stands for. All right. Now, again, if XRP is a security and if they've won that, what does the SEC do now? Well, the SEC just moves on to the next thing. So the SEC's moved on to Ian Balina now. And obviously, we know that Do Kwon is under scrutiny as well. Like, Do Kwon probably deserves it. Do Kwon is a madman. He's actually tweeting all over Twitter right now. And he's like, who's on the run? Who's on the run? I beg you, someone tell me who's on the run. I'm here, innit? I'm right here, right now. I'm not in Singapore because that's where they want to arrest me, but I'm here on Twitter right now. I ain't sending my GPS location to nobody. Do Kwon is mad. All right. Now, obviously, Ian Balina, I don't know if he's actually come out and said anything on this yet, but that is not the real focus on the whole sort of topic. The real focus, the bit that bothered me here in terms of covering news, is the headline. The SEC claims all of Ethereum falls under US jurisdiction. Well, no, my friend, I don't think that's how. I don't think that's the way the world is going to continue. Like, if they manage to centralize Ethereum, short term, we're screwed. We're screwed. If they turn this into a currency that they themselves take over, geez Louise, we're screwed. Continuing on, in a bold and potentially unprecedented move buried in the lawsuit's 69th paragraph, the SEC today claimed it had the right to sue Balina not only because his case concerns transactions made in the United States, but also because essentially the entire Ethereum network falls under the US government's purview. I don't know if I agree with this. I don't know if I'm happy with this. This is very, very sucky information. If we just have a quick look here, let's just click on this. So this is the paragraph that comes under the SEC's jurisdiction. The US-based investors in Balina's pool irrevocably committed to the transaction when, from within the United States, they sent their ETH contributions to Balina's pool. At that point, their ETH contributions were validated by a network of nodes on the Ethereum blockchain, which are clustered more densely in the United States more than in any other country. As a result, those transactions took place in the US. So we're getting to a stage now in crypto where we're becoming so unstoppable that they're looking for any excuse to try and shut us down. They're trying to look for any excuse to control us. Look, the 2016 cycle, the 2016-17 cycle was huge. I was there. It was massive, but it wasn't as big as the 2021 cycle. We have to admit it wasn't. And the 2013 cycle was not as big as the 2017 or 2021 cycle. So if we're looking at it from that sort of pattern, right, then what's going to happen when we go over to 2024, 2025? The pattern suggests that that cycle is going to be even bigger than this one, the one that we've just had. So they're trying to really get this thing on the wraps. They're trying to get control over this thing, and I'm not happy about it, but it is what it is. If that's the direction the world is going in, we're just going to have to find a way to adapt. Ultimately, if there is a way around it, I would prefer if ETH stayed decentralized. I would prefer if ETH stuck to its communities, but we'll see what happens. So moving on, the SEC appears to be suggesting that because more of Ethereum's validating nodes currently operate in the United States than any other country, all Ethereum transactions globally should be considered of American origin. Currently, 45.85% of all Ethereum nodes operate from the United States, according to Etherscan. The second greatest density of nodes is in Germany, with only 19% by comparison. So, I don't know. I find that really frustrating. It's like you've come to my house and you've left your phone on the table, and then I've decided to tell you, all right, well, because your phone is in my house, that means it's my phone. I own it, kind of, if you think about it. Or you come to my house and I own you. It doesn't really work for me. And this is kind of news I wanted to cover, because this is the kind of thing in crypto where it sort of becomes make or break. We're going to get a lot more of these kind of news going towards the sort of the exit of the bear market, towards the beginning of the next bull market. And we're going to have to find a way to sort of overcome these things in order to sort of really, really get established in the next bull market. So this really bothers me. Anyway, if the SEC were to successfully classify activity on Ethereum as akin to that on American Securities Exchange, it would amount to the regulatory body laying claim to jurisdiction over all activity on the ostensibly decentralized Ethereum network. Such a development would constitute a major escalation in the SEC's role in overseeing both Ethereum, specifically where the vast majority of NFT and DeFi activity takes place, as crypto on a whole. Honestly, really and truly, I'm shocked. I don't know what's going to happen. I think because Vitalik is so bound to this project, Ethereum, they have a sort of loophole. They have a weak sort of a weak hinge, a weak joint in the system. They're able to target Vitalik, and because they're able to control him, they're able to target him. It's easy to try and get a hold of this. Whereas Bitcoin, really and truly, nobody knows who Satoshi is. Nobody knows who the group is. I think Craig Wright tried to claim it was him, but that got dusted quick. That got dusted so quick. He made his own Bitcoin in the end, BSV, and it just didn't. Bitcoin Cash, Bcash. Why are you calling it Bcash? Stop calling it Bcash, okay? It's not Bcash, it's Bitcoin Cash. It's the real Bitcoin. So Fire noted that the language of today's complaint bears no legal weight, and due to the nature of the SEC's suit against Balina, the court in this case is unlikely to weigh in on this specific issue, but that doesn't mean the statement holds no significance. So, again, this bothers me again, because if the court is not going to say anything towards it, does that mean that Balina is just going to automatically get fined for it? Does that mean he's going to get persecuted for it? It's all fun and games when you're watching your favorite scammer get murked in the court, but at the same time, if it's going to affect crypto in too much of a negative way, we have to consider that this might not be the best thing for crypto. So, I mean, a quote from here, I think they may be trying to get their vision of what Ethereum is and how it works out into the judicial ecosystem. It's the SEC saying this entire body of financial activity is within the scope of stuff that we regulate, and therefore we're going to regulate all of it. Now, look, I don't want to just regurgitate this for you. I want you guys to understand. Now, there are ways to look at this bullish and there are ways to look at this bearish. I mean, bullish wise, it's good to see that Ethereum has become unstoppable. All right. It's good to see that, in the 2018 bear market, 2019, 2020, Ethereum was at double digits. All right. And now we haven't completely ended this bear market. I'm not sure where capitulation is going to be, but I do know that capitulation won't probably be at $80 and it won't probably be at $7 like it was in 2017. All right. I know that Ethereum has much more of a chance of even flipping Bitcoin. I mean, I don't think it will. I don't think it ever will, but maybe momentarily like it's done in the past. Sure. Even XRP can flip Ethereum momentarily as it's done in the past. All right. Now, again, argument for bullishness is that they can't stop it anymore. It's going mainstream, and if you want it to go mainstream, then it needs to work with the courts. That's one good way of looking at it. Another way of looking at it is, well, hang on a second. If they're saying that they own all the ETH and whatnot, then how do you get away with your cryptocurrency? How do you get away with it? It's kind of like you holding cryptocurrency kind of puts you in a situation where it's like hiding money under a mattress, you know? I don't know. I'm not too sure how I feel about it, but I don't feel very good about it. I'm indifferent right now. I just don't feel too good about it. I don't think this is a good thing. And what this tells me in terms of a pattern is that the SEC is going for more and more people. All right. So we've seen Do Kwon, obviously that's legitimate. We've seen Three Arrows, that's obviously legitimate. We've seen Celsius, that was a sort of byproduct of Luna's collapse. We've seen that. And now we're seeing Ian Balina. This is kind of a weird one if you think about it. They're kind of picking on anyone they can. I'm not sure who they're going to pick next, but it kind of looks like this is all coming to fruition, you know, real time. So moving on, let's wrap up with this. It's the first time I've seen the SEC really lay out how it understands the Ethereum ecosystem to work and why I think it falls within the scope of what the SEC regulates. See what I'm saying? They're talking about it in a way, they're trying to get us bullish on it. They're trying to get us bullish on them saying that they own Ethereum. Reason it's so bearish for me, again, we live in a decentralized, the whole concept of crypto, if we zoom out all the way, is the decentralization, right? DeFi, decentralized finance. Privacy tokens. Why do we love privacy tokens? We love privacy tokens because of the anonymity that it gives us. You know, you can send a transaction. I send a transaction to you using Monero. You're not going to see which address it came from. You're not going to see which address that you received it from. If you send it back to me, I'm not going to see the address that you sent it from either. There's that beautiful sort of anonymity. Anonymity. That's what people look for. And now looking at this, obviously crypto is going to get less anonymous. We're going to get more mainstream. We're going to get, like I'm seeing on Twitter all the time, I'm seeing all these NFT girls on Twitter and they offer absolutely nothing to the crypto space. I clicked on a couple of their profiles just to have a look, if you know what I'm saying. And it's weird because they don't tweet anything about NFTs. They just tweet pictures of their bodies and they just hashtag NFTs in it. And they're hoping that from that they can get paid or attract some sort of person that does have money. I'm not sure what it is, but I know that it's poisonous to the crypto space. And now, obviously, with news like this, we can see that crypto is becoming more mainstream. Now, what we need to make sure that we're doing is that as it becomes mainstream, we need to make sure we don't get trapped in the herd and, we need to make sure we don't get left behind. All right. One of the things that scare me the most when I'm doing all this work that I'm doing, I'm scared that I get sucked into a trend, a fad that stops me from seeing the macro, that stops me from seeing the bigger picture for what Bitcoin, what Ethereum actually is, and how they are the reasons that the market is going up. It's never going to be because of NFT girls. It's never going to be because of meme communities. It's because Bitcoin is getting that liquidity. All right, because Bitcoin is getting that liquidity, it's getting that volume, and therefore Ethereum is also getting it. And because of both of them are going up, therefore you're seeing a massive surge in the altcoin market. Everything else is sort of tertiary at the best. All right. So, I'm saying, and look, Tariq says it here. I love what Tariq is saying. And if you criticize those accounts, you get called a sexist. Well, fuck it. I'm a sexist then. If that's what it means to be a sexist, then I'm a sexist because, I love the women in the NJ community. There's smart women in my community, traders, people who are passionate about crypto, people who are passionate about traditional finance. I would hope that, in this community, we don't succumb to this awkward trend that sort of hurts cryptocurrencies. I think it's very bad for crypto in general. So what are you saying here, Aromatics? NFTs was the ICOs for the last cycle? I don't think so, bro. I don't think so. I think IDOs were the ICOs of the last cycles, and I think NFTs has its place. I think NFTs were new. NFTs won't be so new in the next cycle. Metaverse will not be so new in the next cycle. You've got to think about it logically, all right? Look, I was watching the Tekken 8 trailer a couple of days ago. If you haven't seen it, watch it. It's amazing. Watching the Tekken trailer, and I was looking at the graphics, right? Watching it in 4K, graphics unbelievable. And I was thinking to myself, well, hang on a second. How long would it take for NFTs and Metaverse to get to that level? So go and watch it if you haven't watched it already, and then ask yourself that question. Ask yourself and say, well, look, how will what will it take for metaverse to get to this level? Are we going to need a console? Maybe we need a new crypto project that goes up against the PS5 or the Xbox Series X, and they make their own console, and you can play crypto games on that PS5, this fake looking PS5 or something like that. um I don't know. I don't know. But maybe they'd have to do something like that. They'd have to do something like that. So anyway, wrapping this one up, I mean, we can go more into this, but there's not really much to say other than, you know, right at the bottom here, I can see judges absolutely accepting that. Sure, Ethereum is substantially located in the United States insofar as it's run on a bunch of computers, and a bunch of computers are in the United States. That's if those events occurring in the United States, no problem. I don't like this. I don't like this. I don't like this at all. So let me know what you guys think in the chat. Do you guys think this is bullish or bearish? What is your take on this? What is your take on Ethereum in terms of, what do you think it will do for the Ethereum price? Let's say for instance, Ian Balina gets let's say for instance he loses this lawsuit, right? What do you guys think that would do to the Ethereum price? Do you think it will be bullish for Ethereum? Do you think it will be bearish for Ethereum? Let me know in the comments as we continue to move on. Now, although that's in the headline, and although that is the sort of main subject I wanted to discuss today, very, very odd. This week is going to be a very, very, very interesting week of turmoil for the markets. All right. This is Murtaza. Murtaza is somebody that works alongside me at In It for the Tech. If you haven't already, check the links in the description below. The Telegram link is in the description below. Sign up to the Telegram link. It's not a sign up. You just click on it and join the Telegram group. It's our own Telegram group for In It for the Tech. I post when I'm going live. We post charts. We post trading setups. We post just, normal things. I voice note in there as well to you guys and whatnot. So make sure you're checking the Telegram link in the description below, okay? We are on our journey in the Telegram to get to 1,000 subscribers. We are at 748. Somebody just joined it right now. So whoever you are, GG, thank you for joining. Appreciate you. 748. We'll be congratulating ourselves. Pat on the back when we get to 1,000, all right? Now, interest rate decisions, right? Interest rate decisions. We've got them coming from the US, the UK, Indonesia, Philippines, Brazil, Turkey, Norway, San Antonio, Japan, Switzerland, Egypt, and Taiwan, all within a 24-hour period. Tomorrow is going to be a very, very interesting time in the market. I'm actually contemplating whether or not I should come live tomorrow later on for FOMC, or if I should come live during the normal time. I'm still yet to decide what I'm going to do. We do have Champions League tomorrow, so that is a factor that's going to need to play into consideration. Sorry about that, guys. I do love you, though. I do love you. But yeah, so look, this is going to be a massive, massive, massive week. And, the reason I wanted to bring this chart up here was because I wanted to sort of feed it off the back of this tweet. All right. Now, I don't know if you guys know what the manufacturing ISM manufacturing data is. If you go to Forex Factory, sometimes you'll see it come up. This is a very sort of important piece of information, all right? Because it helps identify sort of what's going on in the overall market. And I love that I saw this from XO yesterday. I saw this, well, it wasn't yesterday, I saw this months ago, but we recapped it yesterday, and I love this information. I want you guys to see this. I want to share it with you. It's no Champions League tomorrow. Tomorrow's Wednesday. We do have Champions League tomorrow. Wednesday, the 14th of September. You're right. You're at 20th. Where's the no Champions League tomorrow, no? Yeah, it's 4th of... Oh, everybody's on international break. You're right. You're right. Everybody's on international break. Right, moving along, moving along. Maybe we will come live tomorrow then. Maybe we will do that, all right? So anyway, what are we looking at here when we're looking at the ISM manufacturing data? This tells us, right, the overall market. And what do I mean by that? I'll show you now. So we know that we had a recession in the 90s, all right? And look here, what do we see here? Get some arrows. Let me get some arrows. So we know that we had a recession in the 90s, and there's your recession right there. Okay. We know that we had a recession from 2000 to 2001. There's your recession right there. We know that 2008 was a very, very big recession. All right. We had a massive one there. My uncle capitalized on that, but he bought a sexy car. All right. There's your recession there for 2008. And then we know that in 2020, we had, what did we have in 2020 March? We had COVID. All right. So, what I'm going to do here, I'm going to change the color of this arrow, right? To not blue. That's kind of silly. Let me change it to pink. Right. There we go. Okay. So why am I showing you guys here and why is this important? All right. Why is this important? Well, why it's important is because if you look at the highs of this chart, how often do we really chill above these highs? All right. If we mark out the highs here, so if I do something like this, and then if I do something like maybe, yeah, go on. We'll mark it here. Okay, there we go. So if we're looking at this as a range, right? And we're saying, okay, range low equals recession, range high equals bull market. Yeah? Well, we've already had our bull market, haven't we? All of this right here that we've seen here is the 2021 bull market, right? And it was a good bull market. It was a fantastic bull market. Remember to like and subscribe, guys. Remember to like and subscribe. Hit up the like button. We're at 50 likes. Let's get to 100, all right? Let's get to 100 likes. If you're watching this recorded as well, make sure to smash the like button. If you're watching this and you're not subscribed, then subscribe to the channel. It takes a second, all right? You'll learn something from the NJ show. Stay awake. Don't fall asleep. Yeah, watch the show. Enjoy the show. So, now we've broken below this range high here. Okay. And naturally, every time we've broken below the range high, the magnet has always either been the mid range or the range low. So let's mark out the mid range. All right. The mid range, I'm going to eyeball it. It's going to be around sort of here. There we go. Well, maybe we'll do dash. There we go. All right. So right, just dumped a little bit right now. So what we're looking at here is recession, recession, recession. This does not count as a recession. This was event driven. All right. We've discussed this on the show previously. The COVID crash was an event driven crash. It was a black swan event. It's not something that you can use completely in price analysis. It's something that you take into consideration. You're able to sort of verify it, but don't take it seriously in terms of your price analysis and so forth. So really and truly, we're seeing a pattern here. We've got March, May, January 1990, then we've got 2000 to 2001, then we've got 2008 to 2010, and then we've got 2020. So every sort of 10 years, we're seeing something happen. Now, COVID delayed what was supposed to be a recession. We should have gone into what a recession would have been in during the 2020 period. COVID got delayed and they had to turn the money printer on. All right. They turned the money printer on. Inflation goes bonkers. All that money is released into the market. Everybody can buy stuff. Supply is below demand. Demand is outgrowing supply and everybody's got the money to do it. Everything is going well. Everything works. Now we are seeing the consequences of that COVID stimulus. All right. And now it looks like we want to start making our way towards the range low. Okay. Now, I don't know how long it's going to take to get to the range low. I'd argue that if the recession is here now, which I think it is, we're going to get something like this. I don't know why I can't draw a straight line. We're going to get something like this. If we get something like this, I'm not sure how low it can go. We're seeing talk of 100 BPS increase. Maybe we get something like this, take out this low here, and then maybe we can sort of get back above during sort of the 2024, 2025 run. Okay, something like this. And then we can do this. All right. So I wanted to show you guys that, right now the market is not bullish at all. The market is not bullish at all. There are long and short setups, obviously, on the hourly time frame, on the 4-hourly time frame, and the lower time frames there are. But looking at it from a macro perspective, we are not bullish. All right, we're not bullish, and we need to prepare for that. That's the reason you're joining the show. You're joining the show so that you can learn as to why the market is not bullish. You're joining the show because you're trying to understand that the market needs time before it goes into another bull market. All right. So, a question here, good question here. Kudrat says, can we expect to be in an accumulation period then? Well, we're nearly there. I don't think we're there yet, but I think one more leg lower and we will be there. Look, Mac tweeted this the other day. I think it was yesterday. Mac tweeted and he said, look, at $14,000, Bitcoin will have retraced a total of 80%. 80%. All right. Now, 80% is typically what we get in terms of a retracement every single bear market. We've had that 80% correction. On some coins, we're getting more of an 80% correction. Now, maybe we'll overrun it by a tiny shot. Maybe we will. Even if we do, the point is that the bear market is nearly over. All right. If that's what we've seen in the past over the last 10 years, where 80% is the correction, 80% is the point of sort of where it wants to start basing out, then we've had that. At 14K, that's what we get. So maybe we get one leg lower. Maybe we tap into 12K. Maybe we go as far as 10K. I'd argue we could go as far as 10K, But the point is, the market is not bullish. And I think once we tap those lows, that's when we'll be looking for that accumulation. I think time will go quick. All right. I know it feels like time is never going to end, but it will go quick. I think it will. All right. So, moving along here to add further sort of turmoil to the news that I'm giving you guys today, make sure you're liking the video. Make sure you're subscribing to the content. We're at 55 likes. Let's get to 100. All right. Let's work our way up. So smash the like if you haven't already smashed the like. I know some of you are driving. I know some of you are watching on a device that doesn't let you sort of but like anyway if you can, all right, when you get a chance. So looking at this, the Bank of England weighs the biggest interest rate rise in 33 years. 33 years, that's older than me. And I'm an old man. I've got white hairs on my beard right here. I'm an old man. And this is older than me. So investors see risks of a 3/4 point hike this week. So 75 BPS increase. All right. UK central bank is also due to start quantitative tightening. That's not good. That's not good. If we're talking about Fed removing liquidity from markets, that's really bad. All right. For those of you who don't know, look at what Escobar's saying here. Hey, Escobar. Sorry, man. I'm sorry to say that. NJ, man, you're really giving me the chills with all this info. I'm sorry, bro, but that's my job. That's what I've come here to do. I'm here to talk to you guys about what's going on in the market. I'm sorry that it does upset some of you, but it's important that we do have these discussions. Look, we're a community. We're a growing community. We're growing together. All of us are working together here. All 70, 80 of us are working together here to make sure that we are prepared for the next bull run. Okay? That's all we're doing. And when the next bull market comes, we'll be having a lot of fun and whatnot. All right? So don't be too disheartened. Okay? Phil, thank you for your comments. Phil saying, NJ, you're not old. I appreciate you, bro. I appreciate you. What's Crypto Dad saying? Crypto Dad says ETH still needs to go down 10% as per previous cycle drops. Agreed. But I think ETH has already seen more of a I don't want to get caught into this too much, but I think ETH has already seen an 80% drop, hasn't it? I could be wrong. I'm happy to be wrong. So let's do this like this. Let's get price range. Yeah, so ETH has already seen an 82% drop. So dropping 10% more from where it is right now. Right now it is roughly at around 72%. Yeah, so 10 more percent, it brings us back to that 80% marker. Maybe we can go a little bit lower into sort of 750 right here. That's 830, maybe a tiny bit lower there. 750-ish. That would give us an 85% correction on Ethereum. Maybe if we was to overshoot a tiny bit and we was to go this far, which brings us in at around $500, that's a very, very sort of psychological level for me. We're talking about a 90% sort of shock to Ethereum's price. But going back to this, the Bank of England this week will consider whether to push through the biggest interest rate increase in 33 years to respond to surging inflation and weakening confidence in British assets. Now, look, as scary as this price is, remember what I spoke about with this chart, okay? Remember what I spoke about with this chart and remember what I said, right? Look, inflation, this is not the first time inflation has hit us, all right? Inflation has hit us, as you can see from this particular chart, 3 times in the past before the COVID crash. And each time, what did we do to respond? We went into a recession. We go into a recession. That is the best way to hit inflation. It's the best way to slow it down. It's the best way to counter it. Okay? So if we're going into a recession now, if we started the recession from here, then yeah, we've got a horrible year ahead of us. I do appreciate that. However, at least we're going to be attacking and battling the inflation itself, all right? The closer we can get to the bottom of this, the quicker we can start moving back up for that next bull market that we're all waiting for. So, with prices rising 5 times faster than the UK central bank's with prices rising 5 times faster than the UK central bank's 2% target and the pound falling almost daily, policymakers led by Governor Andrew Bailey are under pressure to step up the pace of monetary tightening. Okay? Prime Minister Liz Truss's move to protect households from rising energy bills will add a jolt of stimulus to the economy, softening the downturn that analysts and the BOE, the Bank of England, had been expecting. The US Federal Reserve is likely to push its key rate further past lending costs in the UK, potentially further weakening sterling. Now, look, this is what's difficult, all right? It's all good. I don't know if any of you guys are from the UK, but I'm from the UK and I'm shook. Not for myself, but for the people around me. Energy bills is one thing, but we're not talking about other things that really, really need to take into consideration. Nobody on Twitter right now is talking about rent. Look, for those people who have no money, right? They can't afford to buy houses. People who can afford to buy houses, they're waiting for the best opportunities. Housing has always been a good sort of hedge against the market. You buy a house, oh beta, you have to buy a house, you have to get married, you have to have children, you buy a house, and then money, what happened? Money go up when you buy a house, right? For the last 40 years, my dad's been telling me this, right? So buying houses has been a good sort of hedge against the market, against the sort of overall economic upturns and downturns in the market. All right. Now, the weird thing is this. If inflation is going to bombard us, if house prices are going to keep going higher, but there's not going to be any real buyers, then what's going to happen is we're going to get landlords buying. If we're not having many buyers in the market, that means that people who aren't buying, they're most likely renting. Okay? If house prices are going to continue to soar, energy prices are going to continue to soar, then what that's going to do is it's not just going to make energy a problem, it's going to make rent a problem. People who can't afford rent will seriously not be able to afford rent this winter. The rent bills will come and they will have no sort of aid to help them. Now, what we can see here, according to this, is that the Prime Minister of the UK is trying to look for a solution for that. And I'm certainly hoping that she can find one. In the interim, we have to take the market for what it is. And right now, the market is telling us that we're screwed. All right. So the pound is weakening for sure. Every day the pound is weakening. I'm seeing some new chats coming in. Please do like and subscribe to the show if you're new to the show. Welcome to the show if you're tuning in just now. We've been talking about a lot of stuff, but welcome to the show anyway. Telegram link is in the description below, so make sure you're tuning into the Telegram as well. And if you're not following me on Twitter, follow me on Twitter, all right? At TraderNJ1. Okay, follow me on Twitter. All right, go and check my Twitter out, Trader NJ1. YouTube channel. This is a promoted. I don't know what that's all about. Here, I'm telling you guys that I've gone live. I'm dropping some normal content here. You know, some normal content here. XRP. I told you guys I tweeted about XRP yesterday. I told you guys I was tweeting about energy. I'm talking about energy now. I tweeted about this yesterday as well. I don't know what this is. This looks a bit mad. SE would like this. There you go. Mac talking about Bitcoin seeing an 80% correction. And yeah, just follow me on Twitter. Follow me on Twitter if you haven't followed me on Twitter already. It's at TraderNJ1. Okay, at TraderNJ1. You won't regret it. Cheers, appreciated as well. All right. So back to this. So the Prime Minister is saying that she's going to look for a way to sort of find a solution for this. Will that happen? I don't know if that will happen. I have no idea if that's going to happen. All I can say for certain at the moment is that a lot of people are worried. How are you going to heat your homes in the winter? I don't actually know. So, you know, the arguments for a 75 basis point move are more compelling than those for a 50 basis point move increase. But that's not bullish. That's bearish. Like that's bearish news. That's horrible news. More of a BPS increase means more pressure on the stock market. More pressure on the stock market, the SPX, means more pressure on Bitcoin. If the stock market's going lower, if SPX is declining, Bitcoin's going to most likely decline, isn't it? And the worst thing about it is that whilst all of this is happening, the demand for the dollar is still there. For every debt that is printed per dollar, that is demand for dollars. I don't have dollars, therefore I'm going to take a loan, right? So demand for dollars going up. And you're seeing the price of Dixie continue to soar. So it's a madness right now, you know? Some people are talking about 100 BPS increase, but they're trying to make it bullish. Like, yeah, you know what? Yeah, 100 BPS. We might do 100 BPS, but probably like we'll do 75 to like keep you lot happy. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, go on. No, that's so bearish. That's fucked. Pardon my language, but it is. I'm sorry if there's kids in the room. I apologize. So, the majority of the 47 economists surveyed by Bloomberg expect the Bank of England to raise its benchmark lending rate at 0.5 percentage point to 2.25%. Look, listen, big man thing. Think about this, yeah? For those of you who live in the UK and you have a mortgage, if you're on a fixed mortgage rate, you're good. You're good. Chances are you're not, but if you are, you're good. If you're on a variable mortgage rate increase, what is going to happen when you need to renew your mortgage? For those people who need to renew their mortgage this year, right, to look for the best interest rate, they are going to get bombarded with a new fee. They're going to get bombarded with a new fee. It's going to be horrible. Horrible. Because it's a variable increase, right? Variable means that you're going with the market. You're going with whatever range the market is playing in. And if you're betting that the market is going to give you lower interest rates, then your bet just went sideways, my guy. Your bet just went down the hole. It went down the toilet. It's going to be horrible. Complicating this month's decision are the politics of the Bank of England's 9-member Monetary Policy Committee and Bailey's aim to start selling off more than £895 billion, which is $1.1 trillion, of assets the bank built up, stimulating the economy since the global financial crisis more than a decade ago. So look, that's one way of looking at it, 1.1 trillion. All right, fine. We're going to have to get somebody to buy it though, right? No one's bought it yet. That's one way of looking at it. The other way of looking at it is if they're removing liquidity from markets, this is something that I see people talking about, but people aren't understanding what it is. Let's take a Uniswap token, because I know you guys know about Uniswap, yeah? If we take a Uniswap token, you're going to have the token itself, you're going to have liquidity, you're going to have people putting in liquidity, people removing liquidity. When liquidity is removed from that token, it's bearish, right? It's very bearish. It's, oh, what's happened? Who's done this? And when the company or when the project comes out with news saying, oh, we've decided to lock liquidity for 100 years, that's massively bullish. Everybody's like, woo! Liquidity locked forever, basically. Amazing. This is going to basically fuel the token, pump the token. It can only get better from here. All right? But similarly, every other chart that you see, they have liquidity as well. What is liquidity? Liquidity is money. That's all it is. To allow volume, to allow your books to be thick. All right? And what these guys are doing is they're thinning the books out in order to. It's crazy what's happening. Taking liquidity out from traditional markets is as bad as it can get. All right. This is huge. This is massive, massive news. So, I've got to go. It's 1:05 p.m. in the UK. I wanted to be done by 1. I'm very, very sorry that I do have to go. But I love you all. Take care. Have a lovely, lovely day. There's your update. There's your stream for the day. Please make sure you're liking the video if you haven't already. I do like to get to 100 likes before the end of, not before the end of every stream, but, I like to check after a couple of hours and hopefully we've got 100 likes or more. So please do like the video if you can. It helps the algorithms. If we get more than 100 likes, the algos tend to help us grow as a channel, as a community. And also, if you haven't already, so many of you watch the show and you're not subscribed. So please do subscribe to the channel. And finally, before I leave, I'll leave you off with this. I'll say, please join the Telegram link. It's in the description below. We need to start pushing that as well, all right? So take care, everyone. Love you all. See you tomorrow for another episode of The NJ Show. And cheers.